Have you ever looked at the clock and suddenly thought, where did my day go? You woke up in the morning. You worked. You checked your phone. You watched some videos. You went to sleep. And then, another day was gone. But here is the scary question. What if we do this for years? What if one day we look back at our life and say, I had so many dreams. I had so many chances. But I was always waiting for tomorrow.
Wow, that is a deep question. And I think many people feel this way. Not because they are lazy, not because they don't care. Sometimes we are just busy. We are moving so fast that we forget to ask one important question. Am I really living my life?
Today, we are going to talk about something very important. How to stop wasting your life. Not by becoming busy every second. Not by becoming a perfect person. But by learning how to use your time, your energy, and your relationships in a better way. And stay until the end, because we will talk about one simple question that can completely change the way you see your life.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. This is the place where you can learn real English through real conversations, real stories, and real-life topics. I'm Mia.
And I'm Alex. We are not here to give you boring lessons. We are here like two friends sitting together and having a meaningful conversation. So, if you are learning English, relax. You do not need to understand every single word. Just listen. Enjoy the conversation. Learn new phrases. And little by little, your English will improve.
Exactly. And today's topic is something that is important for everyone. Not only English learners, not only students, everyone. Because today, we are talking about don't waste your life.
Now, when people hear the phrase, don't waste your life, it sounds a little serious, maybe even scary. Some people think, oh no, does this mean I need to work harder every day? Does this mean I can never relax?
But that is not what we mean. Rest is important. Watching a movie is okay. Spending a quiet day at home is okay. Being tired is normal. Being human is normal. The real question is not, am I busy enough? The real question is, am I spending my time on things that really matter to me?
Because time is something we all have. But time is also something we cannot get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose a skill and learn it again. But yesterday? Yesterday is gone forever.
I think one of the biggest ways people waste their lives is by waiting for someday.
Someday? That sounds like a good word. People say, someday I will travel. Someday I will learn English. Someday I will start exercising. Someday I will write that book.
Yes. But there is a problem. Someday is not a real day. Look at your calendar. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you will never see someday on your calendar.
That is a powerful idea. Sometimes when people say someday, they are actually saying not now. And sometimes not now becomes maybe next year. And next year becomes maybe never.
I think many people have a dream that they keep waiting to start. Maybe they want to learn a language. Maybe they want to travel. Maybe they want to start a business. Maybe they want to spend more time with their family. But they always say, I will do it later.
I remember when I was younger, I wanted to learn guitar. I loved music. Every time I heard someone playing guitar, I thought, I want to do that. So I told myself, one day I will buy a guitar.
Did you buy one?
No, laughs. That is the funny part. For years I said the same thing. One day, one day, one day. 4 years passed. 4 years. And then one day I realized. I spent 4 years waiting for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment never came.
That happens to many people. We think we need more time, more money, more confidence, more knowledge. But many times, we just need to begin.
Let's learn some useful English words from this conversation. The first word is waste. Waste means to use something badly or without a good result. For example, I wasted 2 hours watching videos I didn't enjoy. Or, don't waste your time waiting for the perfect moment.
The next word is someday. Someday means an unknown time in the future. For example, someday I want to visit Japan. But remember, if you always say someday, someday may never come.
Another useful word is begin. Begin means to start something. Example, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to begin.
So, what can we do? Here is something simple. Choose one small thing you have been waiting to do. Maybe read one page of a book, learn 5 English words, call someone you love, take a short walk. Do not wait for a perfect day. Start with today.
Because small actions become big changes. A person does not build a great life in one day. They build it one small choice at a time.
You know, Alex, there is another way people waste their lives that we don't talk about enough, and that is comparing ourselves to other people.
Oh yes, this is a big one, especially today, because we see other people's lives every single day. We open our phones, and in just a few seconds, we see someone traveling, buying a new house, getting a new job, becoming successful. And sometimes we look at them and think, why am I not there yet?
Exactly. We start asking questions like, why is my life not as exciting as theirs? Why am I not as successful as that person? Why can't I speak English like a native speaker? And slowly, we forget something important. We are comparing our real life to someone else's best moments.
That is such an important idea, because what we see online is not the complete story. It is only a small part. It is like watching a movie trailer and thinking you know the entire movie. You only see the exciting parts. You don't see the difficult days. You don't see the mistakes. You don't see the problems behind the camera.
Yes, there is a phrase we use in English, highlight reel. A highlight reel is a collection of the best moments. For example, in sports, a highlight reel shows the best goals, the best plays, and the most exciting moments. But it does not show every mistake. It does not show every bad day.
And social media is often like a highlight reel. Someone posts a picture from a beautiful vacation. They look happy. They look perfect. But maybe before that picture, they had a stressful week. Maybe they were worried about money. Maybe they were having a difficult time. We simply don't know.
That's right. So when you compare your normal Tuesday afternoon with someone else's best photo from the year, it is not a fair comparison.
I remember a time when I compared myself to other people a lot. I saw people who were learning faster than me, people who were more confident than me, people who seemed to have everything figured out. And honestly, it made me feel tired.
What changed for you?
I realized something. The only person I really need to compare myself with is the person I was yesterday, not someone else, not someone on the internet, just myself. I started asking, am I learning? Am I improving? Am I becoming a better person? And those questions help me much more.
I love that. Because progress does not have to be huge. Sometimes progress is very small. Maybe 3 months ago, you could not understand an English conversation, but today, you understand 50%. That is progress. Maybe last year you were afraid to speak English, but today you can say a few sentences. That is progress.
Exactly. Small progress is still progress. Let's learn some useful English words from this part. The first word is compare. Compare means to look at two things and see the differences. For example, I compare my English today with my English from last year.
The next phrase is highlight reel. Remember, it means only the best moments. Example, social media is often a highlight reel, not the full story.
Another useful word is progress. Progress means moving forward or improving. Example, learning one new English word every day is progress.
And remember this sentence, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. That is a very powerful sentence.
Now, let's talk about another way people waste their lives. And this one can be difficult, spending too much time with people who bring you down.
Yes, the people around us have a big influence on us. The words they say, the energy they bring, the way they see the world. All of these things can affect us.
Think about this. Have you ever talked with someone, and after the conversation you felt better, you felt happier, you felt motivated, you felt like you could do something important?
Those are the people who lift you up. When someone lifts you up, they make you feel stronger and more confident.
But there are also people who do the opposite. They always complain. Everything is negative. Every idea has a problem. Every dream has a reason why it cannot happen.
And spending time around that energy can slowly affect you, not because you are weak, but because humans naturally learn from the people around them.
I once knew someone who complained about everything. Every time we talked, the conversation was about problems. The job was bad. The weather was bad. Other people were bad. Nothing was ever good.
Did you try to help?
Yes. At first, I listened. I gave advice. I tried to be positive. But after a long time, I noticed something. Every time I talked with this person, I felt tired. I felt less positive. And I realized I was carrying emotions that were not mine.
That is a very important lesson. Helping people is good. Being kind is important, but you also need to protect your own energy.
Exactly. You can care about someone and still create healthy boundaries. You can say, I care about you, but I also need to take care of myself.
Let's learn some vocabulary. The first phrase is bring you down. When someone brings you down, they make you feel worse. Example: I stopped spending time with people who always bring me down.
The opposite phrase is lift you up. It means to make someone feel better. Example: my friends lift me up when I feel tired.
Another word is influence. Influence means the power to affect someone or something. Example: the people around you influence your thoughts and habits. 10.
So ask yourself today, after spending time with someone, how do you feel? Do you feel stronger or do you feel smaller? Do you feel hopeful or do you feel exhausted? Your time is valuable. Choose carefully where you put it.
Now, let's talk about something deeper. Something many people think about, but they don't always talk about. Finding your purpose.
Purpose. That is a beautiful word. But what does it really mean?
Purpose means the reason something matters. It is your why. Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you do the things you do? What gives your life meaning?
And purpose does not have to be something huge. Some people think, my purpose has to change the world. No. Purpose can be simple. Maybe your purpose is being a good parent. Maybe your purpose is helping people. Maybe your purpose is learning and growing. Maybe your purpose is becoming a kinder person.
Exactly. A meaningful life is not always a big life. Sometimes a meaningful life is a simple life lived with love and intention.
There is one question I like to ask myself. When was the last time I felt truly alive? Not just busy, not just distracted, but really alive. Maybe it was when you helped someone. Maybe it was when you learned something new. Maybe it was when you spent time with someone you love. Those moments can tell you something about yourself.
They can show you what matters, because your attention shows your priorities. Where you spend your time tells a story about what you value.
Let's learn some words. Purpose, meaning the reason something is important. Example: my purpose is to help people learn English.
Intentional, meaning doing something on purpose with a clear choice. Example: I want to be more intentional with my time.
Meaningful, meaning something that has value and importance. Example: helping others is meaningful to me.
We have talked about many ways people waste their lives, but now I want to talk about something very important: your health. Because many people ignore their health until there is a problem.
That is true. Sometimes we think, I am too busy to sleep. I don't have time to exercise. I will take care of myself later. But later can become a problem.
Your body is the place where you live every day. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is necessary.
Small things matter. Drinking enough water, sleeping well, moving your body, taking breaks. These small actions may seem simple, but over time they create a big difference.
Because small things add up. A healthy life is built from small choices repeated every day.
You know, Mia, a few years ago I learned this lesson the hard way. I was working almost every day. I woke up early. I stayed up late. I answered emails during breakfast. I answered messages before going to bed. I thought I was being productive. I thought I was getting ahead.
That sounds exhausting. Did you ever stop to rest?
Not really. I kept telling myself, I'll rest next week. But next week never came. Then one morning, I woke up feeling terrible. I had no energy. My body felt heavy. Even getting out of bed was difficult. The doctor told me I needed to slow down. For nearly 2 weeks, I couldn't work at all.
Wow. So by trying to save time, you actually lost more time.
Exactly. That experience taught me something important. Rest is not wasting time. Rest helps you become stronger. When your phone battery is low, what do? You charge it. You don't get angry at the phone. You don't expect it to work forever without power. Our bodies are the same. We all need time to recharge.
I really like that example. And it's a good English word too. Recharge. Recharge means to get your energy back. For example, I like to recharge by taking a walk in the park.
Another useful word is balance. Balance means giving enough time to different parts of your life. Work is important. Family is important. Friends are important. Health is important. When one part becomes too big, life feels out of balance.
So today, ask yourself one simple question. What can I do today to take better care of myself? Maybe go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe drink another glass of water. Maybe take a short walk after dinner. Remember, small habits become big results.
Now, Mia, I think we're ready for what might be the most important part of today's conversation.
I think so too, because this isn't about work or money or success. It's about people, the people we love.
When people become very old, researchers often ask them, "What is your biggest regret?" And something interesting happens. Very few people say, "I wish I had worked more." Instead, many people say, "I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had called my parents more often. I wish I had visited my friends. I wish I had said, 'I love you' more."
That makes me think about my grandmother. She always called me on Sunday afternoons. Sometimes I answered. Sometimes I said, "I'm busy. I'll call you later." One day, I realized those Sunday calls had stopped. She had become too sick to talk. I still remember wishing I had answered more often. Those conversations were only 10 or 15 minutes, but today, I would give anything to have just one more.
Thank you for sharing that. I think many people listening have a similar story. Life moves quickly. We think there will always be another chance, another weekend, another birthday, another visit. But sometimes, life changes without warning.
That's why today matters. Not tomorrow, not next month. Today. Send a message. Make a phone call. Visit someone you love. It doesn't have to be a long conversation. Sometimes 5 minutes can mean the world to someone.
And here's another beautiful English word, grateful. Grateful means feeling thankful for what you have. Example, I'm grateful for the time I spend with my family.
Another word is cherish. Cherish means to love something deeply and protect it because it is precious. Example, we should cherish the people we love.
Before we finish today's conversation, let's remember the biggest lessons. Don't wait for someday. Start today. Don't compare your life with someone else's highlight reel. Compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Choose people who encourage you. Take care of your health. Find meaning in the little things. And never forget the people who make your life beautiful.
Now let's review today's vocabulary together. Waste. To use something badly or without a good result. Example. Don't waste your time worrying about things you can't control. Someday. An unknown time in the future. Example. Someday, I want to travel around the world. Progress. Moving forward little by little. Example. My English is making good progress. Highlight reel. Only the best moments. Example. Social media often shows a highlight reel, bring someone down, to make someone feel unhappy or less confident. Example. Negative comments can bring people down, lift someone up, to make someone feel happier and stronger. Example. A kind friend always lifts you up. Purpose. The reason you do something. Example. My purpose is to keep learning. Recharge. To get your energy back. Example. I recharge by spending time in nature. Balance. Giving enough attention to different parts of life. Example. I'm trying to find a better balance between work and family. Grateful. Feeling thankful. Example. I'm grateful for every new opportunity. Cherish. To love and value something deeply. Example. We should cherish every moment with the people we love.
If you only remember one thing from today's episode, let it be this. A meaningful life is not built in one big moment. It is built through thousands of small choices, one kind word, one healthy habit, one new English word, one phone call, one step forward, every day.
And don't forget, you are already improving. By listening to this podcast today, you didn't waste your time. You invested in yourself. You practiced your English. You trained your listening. And most importantly, You spent a few minutes thinking about the kind of life you want to live. That is something to be proud of.
Before we go, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what is one thing you've been saying someday about? Maybe it's learning English. Maybe it's starting a new hobby. Maybe it's spending more time with your family. Write your answer in English. Even one sentence is enough. We'll be reading your comments, and your story might inspire someone else.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is learning English. And when this episode ends, don't stop here. Click on the next podcast and continue learning with us. Every conversation makes your English a little stronger.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others. Keep learning. Keep growing. And remember, the best time to start living the life you want is not someday. It's today.
We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.